Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, and no, I did not forget to record an intro this time, thank God. As you can tell, this is my pop art zombie makeup tutorial. I love pop art zombies, and I knew for sure that I wanted to do at least one more. If you haven't seen my previous pop art zombie looks, I will have them on the screen right here. But we're just gonna get right into this tutorial. Before we do that, make sure you are caught up with all my other Halloween looks, and make sure you stick around for the next ones coming up. Thank you guys so much for being here with me, but I know you guys don't want to hear me talk, you want to see how I got this look, right? Yeah, just keep on watching. So jumping right in, I'm going to go in with a cream face paint, and I'm going to use this around my hairline. I also use this to fill in my eyebrows, and then I use some black eyeshadow to set my eyebrows. That way nothing moves around because it is cream. And then I'm going to go in with a water-based face paint and start painting around my eyebrows, cleaning them up as best I can. And then I'm going to just fill in the rest of my face. I did leave some holes open, that way we can have like some gashes showing through the skin. And I made sure to highlight under the eyes with white face paint first, and then go over that with the blue face paint to ensure that there was a smooth transition here for highlighting. I know she's a zombie and she's supposed to be dead, but this highlighting is really going to help add dimension to the overall look. Also, when we add shadows and everything like that, like I'm doing here, I'm just using a blue eyeshadow to kind of contour and hollow out parts of my face. This is also going to help with adding dimension. And really quick, I just wanted to add, I really loved the way my nose contour came out right here. I was actually really proud. But anyways, so continuing with adding dimension, here I'm going over all of the gashes that are going to be open. We are going to be painting the inside of that later, but adding these shadows is really going to make it appear as though the skin has been ripped apart. And don't forget to shade around those designer bags. Next up, to fill in our face gashes, I'm going to be taking the purple and the white Snazaroo face paint, mixing them together to create this really pretty light purple shade. And I'm going to fill in all the areas that are going to be exposed through the skin. And for the teeth, I'll be using the yellow face paint to fill that in first, and then work around all of that with the purple. I really wanted to quickly say I apologize for this eyeshadow palette being all up in my business, all up in the way, but I'm kind of blind, so anytime I do these types of looks, I need to be all up in the mirror. So I just wanted to apologize in advance for that, because you will be seeing more of it. But moving on, we are going to be shading the inside of these gashes, just like we did with the skin. It's adding dimension, and it's making everything feel more believable. Without these shadows, everything tends to feel really flat and two-dimensional. And you guys know me, you know my work. I love everything to be super detailed and as believable as possible. And I left all of this in the video because I wanted to show you guys how I actually shade around the teeth and everything like that when I do my skulls. And I did add a little bit of black eyeshadow in this area to make sure that everything really popped to get it to look like this. I went ahead and filled in my eyelids with some face paint, added some blue eyeshadow to kind of set everything, and then I wanted to keep it simple, so I just really focused on the crease and added some shading there. We are going to come back to it in just a second, but I wanted to jump in with some black eyeliner around all of the important parts of my face. You know, with pop art, you got to outline everything. So yeah, I'm just outlining here, and then I also added some dots, kind of like pointillism for shading, and then just keep adding lines. You can never really do too much. I mean, you could, but yeah, just add some lines. And I also put this in my crease as well, and then just did a simple cat eye wing, adding those little dots in the corner to kind of give it a little bit of shading. And then again with the lines. You're gonna see me do this a lot. I'm just drawing lines everywhere. This is adding a whole bunch of detail. I think if you're really going for that comic book style, adding some tiny little lines and dots here and there are the most beautiful marks that you can make. It adds so much detail without you even realizing. Like even on the eyebrows, on the forehead, those are really tiny lines, but they make such an impact from a distance. And then for this part of the mouth, just like I mentioned, pointillism helps with shading. This is called hatch shading, so I'm just drawing a bunch of little lines right next to each other, and it's going to appear as though there's shading there. This is a technique that is commonly used in comic books and different drawing styles. After I did the lines, I just went over that with a little bit of black eyeshadow, and then now we're moving on to the chest piece. I used all the same methods that we used on the face when it comes to highlighting and shading. For the rib cage, I wanted it to match the teeth. So I just painted it yellow, and then I'm shading everything with a purple eyeshadow, and then we're going to go on top of that with a black eyeshadow. Since we've already kind of went over how this worked, I'm just going to let you guys watch how I outlined everything with black. And on this part, you don't really have to worry about being too perfect because, you know, the messier it is, the better it looks. It's all about organized chaos. But next, we are going to be getting into my favorite thing about these looks is adding those little pops of white highlight. I'm using a eyeliner from NYX Cosmetics. The details will be in the description below. But I'm basically going around the same way we added those black lines. I'm adding a little touch of white lines here and there. And when I tell you, this literally brings your look to life. I don't know why, but these tiny little details make everything pop so much more. And without it, it's so noticeable. Once you add the whites, you can definitely see how everything was leveled up like 10 times. I mean, am I wrong? Like, come on now, look how good this looks. Like I said, even this smallest little line, it doesn't have to be a super strong, thick line, but the tiniest little mark will work beautifully. Then lastly, you just want to add your lashes and your contacts, and you're done. So that completes today's look, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This look came out way better than I expected, and I absolutely love it. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. I would love to hear from you guys, and just make sure you are subscribed and following me on all my social media accounts. That way you don't miss any updates on my next looks. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Happy Halloween!